everyone, welcome back to our program. I know that's your best program for you. Okay? Today we are with Camilo. That Camilo is a person that have a big knowledge about the topics what we're gonna talk about. Okay, Camilo, tell me about yourself. Where are you from?
Okay, first of all, thank you so much for having me here, Christian. That is an honor to be here, and also for sure, I'm from Barranquilla, and that would be interesting to talk about different topics according to what people are going to ask us about. So, yes.
Oh, that was nice. I would like to visit Barranquilla. I heard about that city. That's a nice city to visit, okay? Okay, I got a good question before to start the program is what comes into your mind when you think about equality?
Okay, that's a good question. What I would say is equality in simple terms is when we got the same opportunities and also resources as a society, especially when we are facing different difficulties or challenges that we got as women and men.
Oh, he's smart. He's so smart, yeah. We're gonna start, the first question is, what were the primary goals of the abolition movement for you?
Okay, for me, especially when you were asking me about the term equality, it first comes to my mind Olympiad goals, which was one of the most influential precursors according to the radical movements of women. So, and in this case, when we are talking about the abolition movement, is that it was seeking for the end of the slavery and also how to promote different equal situations and also the rights movements and duties that we all have in society, especially for women. And at the same time, activists sought to raise awareness about the inhumanity of slavery and also the legal reforms that they were looking for in that case.
Oh wow, I could appreciate that I have a good knowledge about that topic. That's why he's here right now. Yeah. That is an interesting topic, but you know the history about our country, United States. Okay, Camilo, let's go to the second question. How did the evolution movement gain moving to in the 19th century?
First of all, when I was listening to that question, is that when you include different features about this movement, especially for speeches, literature, and also the grassroots, according to the activism. And in that time, as I was jotting down here, there were different figures that we need to pay attention to. Those ones are Frederick Douglass and Harry Truman that were inspired by these typical movements, and also while the publications were coming to, they were titling different some other stories that were, for example, the Uncle Tom's Cabin, and also how we can highlight these rural aspects that we need to improve according to galvanizing public opinion against it. So in this case, the abolition movement was gaining different monumental moments according to this type of figures that were according to the literature, speeches, and the cultural aspect.
Yeah, nice answer, Camilo. Okay, Camilo, continue. What role did women play in the abolition and the equality movement for you?
That's a fundamental one. What I would say is, of course, we need to check this participation of women according to this context. What I would say is women participate in this as a prior or as a primary role that they needed to play to seek their liberty or independence. Because in this case, when we are looking for justice, we need to seek our rights and also different principles that they are involved in the ethics. And also what I would say is that they force highlighting the intersectionality of social justice issues, and at the same time the fight of these equality and multifaceted movements that they were in. So yes.
Yeah, that was nice because the women right now have the same opportunity that the men have. Okay, that's what's nice. The fourth question, how did the evolution movement influence and subsequent civil rights movement for you?
Well, for me, it's a matter of frameworks. So the abolition movement laid the groundwork for subsequent civil rights, and at the same time the establishment of those ideals that they were looking for in activism, the advocacy, and the legal reforms. At the same time, they weren't just not looking for the equality for women, and they were looking for the racial equality as well. And so it was till the 20th century that they were creating different frameworks in favor of the civil rights and these movements that they were particularly created, and with the participation of Martin Luther King Jr., that was one of the most recognized figures in this case.
Yeah, that was nice. But Luther King has a great influence of the history, the United States or other country, other city. Yeah. Okay, people. I have the last question. The fifth question is: what are some contemporary uses related to equality that trace back to the evolution movement?
Well, in this case, we need to take different points on according to that. For example, the activists today, that they still draw on different principles and lessons of the abolition movement to address different challenges, and also how they were looking for this equality to trace back based on these movements according to racism, economic disparities, and so on, and especially ongoing fights for these civil rights. And at the same time, the legacy of slavery, we need to keep in mind that these type of movements were the basis to continue paving this path based on this employment of these activities, and also how we can seek these particularities according to this equality term. And so what I would say is the equitable access to education was one of the main results for that occasion, and also how we can find through the education aspect how we can build a better society to live in, because sometimes even for schools we don't have the same opportunities or advantages, and also we are being motivated by different people because we are divided in different groups, like first class group on the top, and then in the middle we got the regular class, and at the bottom we got these differences.
You're right.
We need to face these differences in a right way to avoid highlighting or to avoid submitting this exclusion and differences level that we got as a society. So, yes.
Yeah, totally, man. He's right. You're right, man. Hey, we have finished for the question, Camilo, but I consider that this is a nice topic way to talk about, because it's to know the history about the United States, okay? Because I consider that, in my humble opinion, it was important the women's movement, because the women for those years made several strikes in the street to fight the rights, to fight for to have the same opportunity that the men have today, okay? And in the aspect like politics, in the 1920s, for those years, the woman can vote for first time. So this is a nice event in the United States, okay? And the evolution fought for the rights, for to have equality. That's why I made you a question that what's on your mind when you talk about equality, okay? Yeah, because that topic is important. But you should know that if you are from the United States, you should know that, because it's the history that the women have the same opportunity in culture, politics. It doesn't matter the aspect. It's like today have a diversities, cultural diversities that is important, because now we can have a mayor woman, a president woman. The main objective here is to have a better world. Okay, Camilo, it's a nice pleasure to be here. Thanks for coming. Thanks for sharing your ideas. So it's nice. It's nice to have a person like you. Yeah.
So thank you so much for your kind words. What I would say to you guys is thank you so much for checking out this interview, and also to let you know that every single topic about these movements are pretty important when we are getting to know these important importance of these movements and also how we can face these difficulties. And we just have to know that everybody has the same rights and duties as we all have in this society. And so we can share different knowledge in schools and also at home when we are teaching our kids to make this effort to include or to make this inclusion even bigger or better, and also how we can make these challenges or make these changes to fight for a better future for ourselves.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for having me here once again.
Yeah,
It was a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, that's impressive to a better place. Yeah, that's all. We have finished the program today. Thanks for watching us and see you later in the next program.